It is Get Fit Friday, and we've got some great tips for moving and strengthening your body. Here's Tyler.
Today we're going to go over strength for the overhead athlete. Last week we went over our movement prep and our mobility. Today we want to go over strength as we prepare for our spring overhead sports. First, Kira's going to start with our banded walks with a push-up. So we're going to go into a push-up position utilizing a lighter band. So we have yellow, we have green, we have blue. Kira's going to go ahead and make sure her scapula are protracted. So yep, there you go. Good. She's going to walk just 2 reps to the right for me. As we do that, we're trying to keep the hips from rotating. Go into a push-up, just one push-up, all the way down, all the way up. Now she's going to roll the shoulder blades. This is going to engage that serratus muscle. This supports the scapula, especially for the high velocity throwing arms that we see in overhead sports. Anna is going to do our Ys and Ts. So Anna also is a lacrosse player, showing us how to utilize and engage the shoulders. When we do the Ys and Ts, we want to make sure we're not going to load these right off the bat. You'd be surprised, a lot of people at home, when we look at shoulder strength and shoulder health, you'd be surprised how weak most people's shoulders are. We don't put our hands overhead very often. For the overhead athlete, they do put their arms overhead, but if we're going into spring, we're probably not using the arm as much as we should. So we're going to start with no weights first, and what we're doing is trying to move the shoulder blade as much as possible. So we're going to retract, and we're going to protract. She's going to reset her shoulder blades each time. So you watch Anna, she's going to squeeze the shoulder blades back, make the Y. Well, there's a T in this one. Then she's going to go ahead and protract the scapula again. She's going to pull them out, pull back again, make a Y. Again, this is engaging the deltoids and the muscles of the rotator cuff. So when we do overhead strength work, we want to make sure we're doing some pulling and pushing. Most of our environment, especially overhead, is going to be a lot of stress throughout the front side of our body. We're going to work the posterior. We're going to go ahead and go into a row. We're going to keep her pelvis pulled in so she's a nice line with her Trx Row. She's going to come down. And on this one, we're going to relax the shoulder blades a little bit. We want to get as much movement through the shoulder blades as possible. In the past, they used to, trainers used to tell you, keep the scapula from moving. Well, we want the scapula moving. With high velocity movements with overhead, if we don't move the scapula as much, if we're not strong here, it's going to be hard to elevate the shoulder. So go ahead, pull back up. Good. Back down. Again, relax the shoulder blades. Nice job. Again, when we look at strength work, starting with reps of 8 to 10, again, this is a lot of accessory work that we include with our programming. Again, depending on the time of year, we're going to have different rep schemes for that season. For our 4th exercise, Anna's going to demonstrate our straight arm pull down. We're utilizing a cable machine. If you don't have a cable machine at home, obviously, or at the gym that you go to, we utilize bands as well in a strength conditioning space. This is great here. What Anna's going to do is get the arm straight out. We're watching these shoulder blades. She's going to protract just a little bit more. Pull those shoulder blades forward for me. There you go. Pull the ribs in so her back's nice and straight, and go ahead and straight down to the side. What this is going to do, in addition to her shoulders, is going to engage her abdominals up front. And what we're doing here is getting the shoulder blades, working the serratus muscles, which is underneath the shoulder blade, helps support that structure. The serratus muscle goes into the ribs. It originates off the ribs into the bottom part of the scapula here. And that is a straight arm pull down. Very good. Nice job, Anna. And again, thanks for joining us. So Anna, Kira also joined us today. My name's Tyler. This is your Get Fit Friday.